Welcome to Get Cooking. All right, let's do another take.
Hello everyone, it's Chris here, and I'm on a quest. Is that the word? There's a major dilemma going on in Phuket at the moment. We can't find hamburger patties. Now, they used to have hamburger patties and they tasted very, very good. Very, very well. It was really good. But in the last month or two, they just stopped. You just can't buy them. I don't know what's happening. So I thought to myself, well, this might be actually a great opportunity to see if I can make my own hamburger patties because it can't be that hard, can it? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just mincemeat or the vegan meat, whatever we have, which is mixed with some things and then put into little round shapes and fried or baked or whatever you do. But it seems it's not that easy. And I'm alone here. Rebecca is still in Switzerland. She will be back by the time you see her, I'm quite sure. But in the meantime, I decided, man, I have to make a plan here, as they say. I have to see if I can do something. So I got a whole bunch of ingredients together, which I'll show to you just now. I want to keep this as simple as possible because it's not for me only to make a good hamburger patty for myself. I need to make it for entire kitchen, for entire restaurant, so it needs to be simple. And I think I will start by adding ingredients. So, of course, we have the sage bottle, which is actually garlic. And then what I've done is I've got an onion, and I've got some peppers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them into very, very fine pieces. And then I'm going to add into the meat and mix everything in with a few spices. And we'll see how that turns out. And the spices I want to use is besides a little bit of garlic, I have smoked paprika, a little bit of barbecue sauce. Well, spice, it's not a sauce. And then we'll have to put something to bind it. So I'm looking for something like breadcrumbs or something like that. Because for me, a patty which is too soft, it just doesn't work for me. I mean, a patty should be like firm. You know, when you bite it, you need to know you're biting something. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I have to say it smells very good. I've just, mixed them together, cut them into pieces, whatever you want to call that. Then now I'm going to add some spice. And then I'm going to fry it. I'm going to actually fry it in the garlic, which Rebecca made some time ago. It lasts for almost a year. So I'm just going to fry it, and then I have like a fried thing, and then I'm going to mix it in. Will it work? I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, I'm going to show you now things are cooking using gas at a very low setting. And I might be using the wrong pan for this one of Rebecca's new pans. I might have to buy a new one. If so, I will. But just want to show you, it's cooking quite nicely, which is always a good thing. Not that there's much to see, to be honest. It's just, all of this coming together. It smells really, really good. So what I'm going to do is to add the different spices. And I have no idea, to be frank, how much I should add. So I'm going to take half a teaspoon. No, let's make it a full teaspoon of barbecue. That will always be good. I have some paprika. Yeah, that's always good. Smoked, not normal, smoked. Let's put a little bit in there as well. I think it can do with a little bit more garlic. I've never ate garlic before I met Rebecca, but when you're in love, you do a lot of things, even in garlic. Well, in fact, to be honest with you, you have to eat garlic if you're in love. Even if she eats garlic and you doesn't eat garlic, and it comes to the kissing stage, it's better to both to be smelling of garlic. Just a joke. So let's look again at this mixture of mine, which is really, it's smelling nice. I mean, it's probably too much spices, but we will refine the method, as we go along. I'm sure we will refine it. There you go. Very like this mixture. And I don't want it watery. And I'm thinking to myself, I should have perhaps grilled the onion before on its own. But I didn't. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, right. Now, this has to cool down a bit. Because the nice thing about vegan food is it can never be raw. It's not that you're going to have a raw hamburger. It's not possible because it's not meat. So the meat I'm using is actually pre-bought. Rebecca will never allow this in the kitchen because it's got some chemicals apparently. But this is what I have. And so this is what I'll use for my experiment. And I've got some bacon pieces as well, which is fake bacon, but again, that's what I have. So the idea is to mix all of these things together, make a patty, and then grill it on the old griller. And that also is important, I think if you grill something over an open fire, like a real barbecue is different in taste than what would be, baked in an oven or baked on a plate or whatever. I mean, even that's important. And then if you do the open grill type of thing, it depends on the wood, what you're using, and where that wood comes from, and how old the wood is, and so forth and so forth. It's actually a bit of a science, isn't it? But we're having fun, no problem. Oh yeah, I want to say to you, it is as hot as hell outside in Phuket. It's 40 degrees, 100 in American terms, 40 degrees Celsius, 100 Fahrenheit. There's no cloud, so the sun is burning down. It's really warm. But we've got a very good aircon, which we installed above the fridge. And let me tell you, that thing is fantastic. So let me mix everything together and let's see what happens. So what I've done is I've added this fake meat and everything together with that mixture I made. It looks okay. It's supposed to be pork, by the way. Whether it tastes like pork, the answer is no, not at all. And yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of breadcrumbs and add that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back in this machine of Rebecca and just mix and cut it to really fine pieces. And then, they're going to have to bake them and see what happens. Of course, we're going to add salt and pepper as well. But that's always a difficult thing. You don't really know how much salt and pepper you need. I need a lot of salt. Rebecca doesn't need any salt. And I'm sure there's reasons for that. Exactly what the reasons are, I wouldn't know, but I'll take some of the Swiss salt. Just add a little bit. And then we'll take a little bit of old ground pepper, add a little bit. And well, I'm excited. Quite excited. Tom just walked there through and just waved at me, came to feed something, which is good, no problem. Cats are happy to see him. And I'm happy to see the man because he does the gardening here, he always comes and look at the trees and on some spices, that type of thing which we eat also. So that works out fine. But look at this, it's actually, I would say it's coming along. I mean, look at it, it's not bad. Obviously this fake bacon is too big, but we're gonna cut it now. We're gonna make it much thinner. And then, well, who knows? I can tell you this. If I succeed in this, I'm gonna call it a Sergeant K pepper. Why Sergeant K? Because that's who I was in the police. I was a sergeant, police sergeant. And the K story has to do with a fight in Buckingham Palace, which we don't speak about. Okay, I've got the entire mixture here in the S-plate mixer thing which we're gonna use. And then, would you believe, I found in the fridge coriander, which my wife really loves, so I'll put a little bit of that in. I think it's quite old by now. I mean, she's been away 11 days, so it must have been in the fridge 2 weeks at least, but, you know, burger has to be made and we have to experiment and we don't waste the food, so I'm just gonna take a few off. And just wash it quickly and just throw it in and we'll see what happens. Okay, and just to show you that I'm not actually lying, I did put the coriander in. I'm quite sure that I've ruined it, but once again we'll see. Well, it should be healthy, you know. It's all about ingredients, isn't it? If you have the right ingredients, man, it just got to come out well. How else? There's no other way, unless you burn it or whatever. But let's see. So this is what we ended up with. I'm not overly happy with S-plate. Couldn't really cut all the chunky bacon, but I can live with that. We're not going to use it anyway. We'll have to replace it with something else. Probably spice. I know you get bacon spices or whatever. You also get alternatives, which I'm sure we can use. And, well, we'll have to fry it now, but it's a bit early in the day. And I just want to show, you see this? Nothing happened. The gas didn't damage it, didn't make it black. Nothing. Very happy. So I don't need to buy a new one of this for a week. Perhaps a bigger S-plate mixer, because this thing is a bit, I don't think it's tough enough for my mixtures. But it looks good. I'm quite excited. We'll show you the results. I must tell you, I'm very grateful for that thing which you can just show your hand here to the camera and it comes on. Because I'm making the patties. And man, these patties actually makes very easily, you know, they're not over fluffy, well, I'm quite excited. It smells nice, it really smells nice too. I'm glad I've recorded this. I recall in South Africa we had this one guy called Leon Schuster, who was like a comedian. And his first movies was very, very good, very funny. Some people said it was racist because in the old days, you know, he would pick on black people, and I haven't seen anything racist about it. To be honest, the journalists and movie makers and people in the old South Africa were really anti-apartheid. They were famously anti, so but none have allowed it anyway. I haven't found anything racist about it. But anyway, in there's one scene, I'm not sure which movie it is, he's playing the role of a butcher and he's standing there and he's making the patties and then he would wrap them underneath his arm and he tries to sell it to the people or they give away free samples, you know, the guy's eating and then he shows how it was made. And when I say he had quite hairy armpits, you know, man was a rugby player in his youth, good rugby player in fact. And yeah, so there were scenes of throwing up and, you know, so I will not be doing that. And by the way, if you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing, it's a South African Airways Museum in Johannesburg, close to a place called Benoni, Rand Airport. And they've got a fantastic museum there. There's aircraft standing, you can walk around in them, you can get like a private tour, things like that. And so when I was last in South Africa, I decided I have to go and see that. And the two people in command of it, Peter and his sister Margaret Boshoff, who's English, just despite that name, they showed me around. They were so kind, and they even gave me this shirt. So I like wearing it. It's a really nice shirt. comfortable, quality material. So if you like aeroplanes or things like that, go there or go to my other website or channel, and there I'm quite sure you will find the videos I made of my visit there. Okay, so how do I stop this video? I cannot touch it. Wish. Design fault, Samsung. Design fault. Hands washed, hands washed. So I folded the patties and I'm going to show you. I'm really proud of it actually. Here you go. I've made these patties, I made 6 of them, and then I thought, why don't we make little meatballs? I mean, this is like the perfect thing. You can make little meatballs. And so I did. Here we are. And then I made a piece de resistance, a little heart-shaped one. And the reason why I did that is because Rebecca and myself married 6 years, happy 6 years, known each other for 7 years almost, just a few days ago. And so I made her a heart-shaped one, which I think I'll eat because it won't last the next 6 weeks until she's back here. But man, I'm excited about this. I will definitely show you the end results. Remember when I said it depends on how you actually bake them, grill them, whatever you do. So I've decided I'm going to test 2 ways. For the patties, I'm going to use this grill thing behind me, which works very well. And for the actual the balls, the meatballs, I'm going to use the air fryer. Why? Because we have these things available. Should we use an oven? Probably, yes, probably. But I want to test the easy way first. So obviously the hamburgers are much quicker than the meatballs, and I have the result. This is what they look like. See? There's a heart-shaped one for Rebecca. They feel okay. They feel like a hamburger. Of course, they're a little bit white because it's supposed to be pork. That's why that color. Some people who say human meat is actually white in color, but it's not. It's like beef, red. Don't ask how I know this. I know this. I've seen a few things in my life in the police. And anyway, so what we're going to do is we have to taste them. And that is going to be the story, isn't it? Yeah, it's getting there. I think if you add a bit of a sauce to it, and not just eat it like a piece of meat that anyway tastes horrible. You have to make a burger or something, make a meal of it. This will work. It tastes like a burger anyway. It's the texture is correct. You can feel that, bread crumbs and things we put in. I think it's working. Yeah, my microphone's working still. Right, let's see what happens with our meatballs. I've got the meatballs done, and Tiger arrived. He saw me in the kitchen, and of course he wanted to come in. Not sure where the cat is right now, but he's always welcome. Anyway, of course, when we look at this food, we have to imagine it with its, a little bit of chippies with it inside the hamburger patty, perhaps the meatballs with some mash and some greens or whatever. But here we are. Here we are. That's what they look like. They came out quite well, I would say. Again, the color, because it's supposed to be pork, is perhaps not what I expected. Shall I try it? Well, this is after 10 minutes in the air fryer. I'm a bit scared to just taste it, but let's see. Fantastic. You know what? With the air fryer, it made a little bit of a thingy around it, which I think this is what we should do. We should actually bake these. Luckily, I have 3 patties and 3 meatballs left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch all of them to the air fryer and see how that comes out. But as far as I'm concerned, Using the wrong ingredients, I've made the perfect patty. But it's not the Sergeant K patty yet.